Cymarshall Law Show. Good morning. Let's go.
That's it.
Don't get distracted by disillusionated messages. Some days keeps repeating themselves. Some things you gotta do before you're ready to create.
Last show of the year.
Focused and keep
Let's go.
in mind
Come on,
this
come on.
ordinary life will bring you joy. So you stay true to yourself. Love comes naturally. That's the only way it should be.
Let's go.
Love comes naturally. That's the only way it should be.
Let's go.
Love
Comes naturally.
that's the only way it should be.
I'm telling you, God knew exactly what he was doing when he made sure I could not sing.
Naturally, that's the only way it should be.
Yo, in England, they would call that a dub plate. Cause check it out. The original. Yo, Evelyn. Whoa. It's the last show of the year. We're not gonna do it like that. As I was saying, dub plate special.
Astro, that green cream, I'm talking.
Damn! I almost had the perfect
You
mix.
need money, paper, and shine like an astro. That green cream, I'm talking about the cash flow. To get ahead, you need bread, I mean mad though. If you don't have it, people treat you like an asshole. Dreams come true, nightmares realistic. Change your life in an instant. Make people act distant, build and destroy. Me some still from me, boy. Others worship me as if I'm the most high, but I'm not forever and I don't last. My nickname is Cheddar, some people call me Cash.
Yeah.
Just holla dollar and watch everybody follow. A lot of people love me, like Richie Valentine or Donna. They feel they gotta, I could be real and I'm an imposter. Could change you, your ways to make people dumb or date you. Love or hate you, fuck or take you, jump or break you. I gave Donald Trump his fame too. You know I'm coming when your palms start to itch. I don't have a last name, my first name is Rich.
Come on.
I'm married to the game, but I don't have a bitch. I have bitches, make it plural with an S on the end. My power is strong, I control all regular men. I'm not the root of evil, really it's the fool of people.
What?
It's sus for a couple bucks, doodles freak you.
What?
Some get rich and act like the poor
See through.
but I'm not forever and
I don't last.
I said it 2 times cause I can go fast.
Come on.
Without a cent, you can smell like me, but if you don't got a cent, then you're not like me. You need money, paper, to shine like an astro.
Why?
That green cream, I'm talking about the cash
Whoa.
flow. To get ahead, you need bread. I mean mad though. If you don't have it, people treat you like an asshole. Money, paper, to shine like an astro. That green cream, I'm talking about the cash flow. To get ahead, you need bread. I mean mad though. If you don't have it, people treat you like an asshole.
I could rock thugs, live nightclubs, nice bug, but I warn you, you can't buy love. The only time the well dries up, but you can tell without me it's hell. And life sucks. Get calm, mind slop up, kidnapped and tied up. A hungry MC will spit raps for $5, and I'm around it's nothing but smiling faces. I could buy your girl that diamond bracelet. Being poor, going to school, embarrass children, but if you're rich, you can be stupid like Paris Hilton. No dough, no voice, you can make.
All right. I've had enough fun this morning. I've had enough fun. Yes! Cymarshall Law Show, and this is December 30th. And it's actually the last show of the year. We're on show number 18. And we got here pretty quickly. It feels like it was just yesterday. I woke up and was like, I'm going to go ahead and start myself a podcast. Because you know what? If you're going to get something in life, you're going to have to go ahead and get it and not wait for anyone to tell you you can get it. So there was this one morning I was just like, I woke up and I was just thinking, you know what, Cy? I think the people want to hear your voice. It was similar to that. But yo, I'm happy as hell I started the show, man. It's been like 3 weeks now. It's unbelievable. I am very, very excited to see how this energy is gonna transform. Because you know when you're putting in a lot of energy to something, it becomes something else. It's just like the natural order. It's the universal laws. And I've been putting a lot of energy into this. Yeah. A couple days ago, I almost missed the show. This morning, I know I'm enjoying this shit because this morning before I woke up, I was dreaming about doing the show. That's the last thing I remember. I was dreaming about doing the show. And not only was I dreaming about doing the show, I was interviewing someone who was famous. And there was like, I don't know, a few thousand viewers. And you know what else? I am someone who dreams things, and when they feel real, they usually come true. No BS. No BS. I've been like this for a while, and I don't always have these dreams, but sometimes I have like these real dreams, and they feel like I wake up and I'm like, damn, was that shit real? Well, I just woke up from one, and according to my dream, your boy is on the big things. So yeah, man. I digress. It's the last show of the year, and I'm thrilled to be here. So let me go ahead and get through my morning thank yous. Yes. Universal gods, I would like to thank you for allowing myself, my viewers, and my listeners to wake up this morning full of purpose. Thank you for the peace in our hearts. Thank you for our love, peace, prosperity. Thank you for our abundance. Thank you for affluence. Thank you for our strong brains. Thank you for our strong and healthy hearts. Thank you for our healthy intestines, our healthy lungs, our healthy colons, our healthy everything. God, thank you for our healthy lives, our healthy relationships, friends, family. Thank you for food. Thank you for the places we sleep in. Thank you for the obstacles that allow us to be better. Thank you for giving us the strength to overcome. Thank you for carrying us through this year and allowing us to wake up another day with more hope for the future. God, we thank you. You are a beautiful God. You are within us. We are within you. This is the universal law, and we love the universe. The universe loves us. So thank you very much for allowing us to be here today. Thank you, God. Amen. So yeah. Yo, did anyone ever figure out why we say amen at the end? I'm about to stop saying it. I wonder if I was in a place of prayer, if I said out loud after prayer, a woman, would like the pastor and the reverend be like, that's blasphemy. That's the type of question I have about church, to be honest. Like if I really said a woman, somebody would probably have a problem, and that would continue to spark my interest on why I'm going to stay a spiritual person, but not necessarily a religious person. Because it's quite obvious that, I believe in God, and I will never knock anybody's religion. We all need something to believe in. However, what I believe in more than anything is the universe, the universal love, the universal God. And if you look in all the holy scriptures, the one thing that is consistent in all the scriptures is love. That is right and exact. So, you know, I always feel like you should take out the best from anything and add it to your arsenal. And the best from anything is always love, my friend. Love is always the answer. You know what? People definitely overcomplicate things. I know I do it too. But when I'm at my most clearest, I can always say love is the answer. And it really does answer every question, because sometimes it just comes down to you having self-worth and having love of yourself. And once you have love of yourself, a lot of decisions are easy to make. Like, I made a decision earlier this year, and it was very similar to I'm never gonna tell y'all exactly what it was, because you don't need to know all that. But it was very similar to the decision Dave Chappelle had made when he decided to walk away from Comedy Central and left all that money on the table. I did something very similar to that this year. And I did it because I knew that my children were watching, and if they see dad stuck in a rut, then it's very likely that it's always monkey see, monkey do. So if your children, you come home from, you almost got me to tell you the what happened. No. We're gonna go ahead and switch subjects. But yeah, I did it for my children. I want them to see their dad at his most optimal level. And when you're good to yourself, it allows you to be good to other people. And yeah, that's where I want to be. I knew that you gotta know when your energy is off, and that's just being able to kind of close your eyes for a second and block out a lot of the things that are going on in life, and just be with yourself for a minute. And sometimes it's not even anyone you need to talk to. Sometimes it's just literally you being quiet and just. And sometimes when you be quiet, these answers come. Silence is golden. There's always wonderful answers in silence. And yeah, when I was silent, I had this overwhelming energy that I needed to make a shift. And as the months went by and I made the shift, I saw my spirit improving. I saw my relationships improving. I saw me having more fun with life. So I'm happy as hell. I don't want to make it seem though as though things are always all good, but for the most part, man, the decisions I've made this year brought me to a happy place. So I hope that you are making the same decisions. It's the last day of the year. Last week I was saying that you have one more week to get yourself right. It's not the last day of the year, it's the last show of the year. But last week I was saying, you have one more week to get yourself right, to get yourself where you need to go. And I'm wondering, did y'all do it? Are y'all where you want to be in life right now? Maybe not in life in totality, but have you set yourself up for world dominance in 2021 is my question. Have you? It's okay if you haven't, because that is a healthy task. However, you gotta fight for yours. Because you never know what life is gonna happen. What's gonna happen. And my proof of that is this show today is called "Growing Up in the Pandemic" Part 2. We kind of spoke on it a little bit last show, but this time I want to get a different point of view. I want to get the point of view of someone who is actually an adolescent going through it right now. Because I'm not in school right now. I don't have to deal with these types of things. And although, having a regular job and having to deal with it is definitely an adult problem, a lot of times we look past what the children might be going through during this pandemic. So I'd like to bring on to the show my son, my 13-year-old, Azariah. Come on down. Yes, sir, Azariah. Yes, sir.
What's up?
It's my first guest of the show, my 13-year-old. Azariah, you can take a seat. Let's see here. Adjust this joint. first time I had a guest on this joint. I hope y'all was in tune to the show last night. We had the Cymarshall Law Best of 2020 Awards. So yeah, shout out to everyone that tuned into that. It should be up on YouTube now, and I'm gonna throw it up on the podcast later, so y'all will be able to listen to it on Apple Podcasts. But I digress. My son Azariah Simmons, the King. When he was first born, we nicknamed him the King, just because we felt that his name sounded like a king's name, King Azariah, and he has definitely shown he deserved that title. He moves like a king every day, in and out. I'm super proud of him. I'm super proud of all my children. Though I have Azariah on the show right now, and eventually I want to have all my children on the show. But right now it's Azariah. So again, give it up for Azariah. Boo, 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 boo. I need one of those Jamaican horns. Boo, 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 boo. So the reason I wanted to bring Azzy on the show is because children in the pandemic. Has anybody really interviewed them to say what has been going on? I don't think so. So when we get into this quick interview with Azzy and see what's on his mind. So Azzy, how's it going for you in the pandemic, going to school this year?
It's all right, man. I feel like there's a bunch more work than it would be like in normal school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why they would do that though. So it's kind of like they put us in a new environment but give us a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like I never understood that part.
So you're saying there's a lot more work now that you're at home doing school online than there was, like, say, last year?
Yeah.
Would you say it's more work, or would you say the work is, in addition to it being more, would you say it's also harder, or would you say it's just more?
I would say it's more work, but it's also more that the work's easy for me. It's just like they made it long.
I wonder why they would do that. You know what? They might do that because, we're in here during the day, and I never know when you get off school, but a lot of times you tell me you get off school at 12 o'clock. So I'm thinking maybe people are thinking, or the teaching, the schooling system is thinking that these kids, they don't want them messing around, so they want to maybe give them enough work to make sure that they are going to actually understand the curriculum. Because when you're at home, man, I don't know about you, do you ever mess around when you're at school?
Like during?
Yeah.
Not really.
The audience wants an honest answer. No, seriously.
Maybe like every once in a while I might get bored and go on my phone for like at least 5 minutes and get off it and start paying attention again. But that doesn't affect me that bad, really.
All right, so I would say you're probably one of the better kids, because I know if they would have given me a chance to stay home when I was 13, man, I would be tripping. I would be playing PlayStation. I would probably be going outside playing basketball.
I did that once when Tyshawn Rung with the PlayStation 5. I did hop on that during class.
So
I did remember that.
But your grades have been pretty good. Your grades have been really good. I think your last report card, it was just A's and B's, I think. Right?
Maybe 1C.
Maybe 1C. But yeah, I'm really proud of the way you've been able to handle this. What about your friends? Have you been, like, how have you been contacting your friends?
I've only been contacting I've been talking to all of them, but I've only been really hanging out with like one really. But it's a bit different because like maybe I wanted to hang out with more different people this year, but like COVID came up. Like it sounds like it's always a good idea to do that now. But
Right. So it's probably hard to meet new people. It gotta be.
Yeah. I actually didn't tell you. There was one day I decided to download this app because like I got bored of not talking to new people, so I just start talking to random people.
What app? Tinder?
No. Not
I joke. So what app did you download?
I think it might have been called Wink or something. I'm not sure. But I just started. I just put in like a certain thing, like stuff I like. And I just started talking to people who would come up with the similar attributes and stuff.
So Wink is like a app to find friends, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never heard of it. I don't need to find any friends because I have the coolest friends in the world. But if your kids are out there looking for friends, I think you can trust my guy's opinion that you might want to check out Wink. What about your friends? Have they been having a hard time in the pandemic, or are they similar to you? Like, do you know some people that have been having an easier time or harder time? How's that?
I think when I talk to my friends, they usually say like it's a bit harder. It's definitely harder than it would be at normal school. Like they're not sure why they did either. Like I have one of my friends. She's in like advanced classes.
Yeah.
And usually like I always know her. She's always on top of her work. I always see her getting like great grades all the time. Like she's then like sometimes I'll text her like, dang, she's still up at like maybe like 10 still doing work. I'm like, dang, what kind of work did they give her?
Right.
Like, cause she's in advanced classes. They definitely always give them more.
Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather be in school or do you prefer online school?
Online school? I would probably say in school, but like, well, it's mostly because like the amount of work, like if I have to be out of school and have that amount of work, I'd rather be in school.
Right, I got it. So you'd rather be in school. You think we're gonna end up back in school, or you think like it's a wrap for this year?
This year, I think this year it's probably a wrap this year.
You know what? If I were in school, I definitely would prefer being home as well. But for the reasons I said, and those reasons might not always be good reasons because I'll be messing around, and I definitely wouldn't be learning what I needed to learn. And if you're a new kid who's coming to the area, it must be super hard to find friends. You got like any new kids in your classes?
Only one new kid.
We don't need to know his name, but do you feel like he or she has been able to find friends, or they kind of look like awkward in class?
I can never really tell. Like I don't feel like they taught them that much people yet though.
And that's very similar to like people starting a job during the pandemic. It has to be a bit harder to get used to because as where you would be like at work and you would have these conversations like in between work with your coworker, and you actually get to look over their shoulder and kind of like learn with someone physically there. If you've started a job in the pandemic and the job is remote, most likely they're giving you all these applications and things you have to set up, but you're doing it alone. So a lot of the things that you would be doing that would be helpful to your growth at your job, you're not able to do while you're at home. And I suppose that kids are probably going through the same thing, because I know in class, when I used to be in class, I might want to just, nudge one of my partners and be like, yo, can you help me with this? So is there a way for you to nudge one of your classmates if you like need some help but don't want to talk to the teacher, or is there like no way?
I just like kind of pull out my phone, like if I had their contact.
It's good. So he said he pulls up his phone, but that's also an issue. So in the school, kids are not supposed to have their phones, right? They're not. If kids have a phone during class, the teacher usually takes it away. Or back in my day, the teachers would take it away. And so if their parents are at work during the day and the kids are at home with their cell phones, who's to say these kids are not? So he said he uses it to, if he might need some help, he might text one of his friends. But who's to say these kids are not using it to go on TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever have you? And, not every kid is the best at focusing. So if you're at home with your phone with all these apps, that's making it even more hard. And you know what else? What else is even worse? You have all these teachers, and teachers are just like people. And I say that meaning that they're not always perfect. So I'm sure somewhere on planet Earth, there are a few thousand teachers messing up. And what I mean by that is the same way these kids are at home on their phones, probably like, cutting corners where they can. I know there are some teachers like that. I know there are some teachers like that for a fact. So yeah, man, it's been a difficult transition, because suppose you're a teacher, right? And you're stressed out and it's regular school day and you have to like deal with your class, as opposed to you actually being in class and your students looking at you. Now you're a teacher and you're like a young teacher. Say you're like a 26-year-old teacher, and you haven't been through this situation ever before because it's new for everyone. who's to say what type of struggles the teachers are having? It can be crazy because you know what? I bet there's some teachers at home drinking alcohol during class. I bet you. Or there might be even some teachers sniffing coke. I remember I used to be in school, and there used to be some crazy ass teachers, and I used to think like, yo, is my man sniffing coke before he came to school? And although that teacher might not have been, I know for a fact there is some teacher who's at home going like, what? These are the facts. And these are the things I talk about with him all the time. There's never anything that's off the table, because I feel like the best way to train your kids for the outside world is to be honest with them and tell them the truth. And sometimes the truth is an ugly truth, but the truth is the truth, whether it's ugly or pretty or tainted or whatever. You know, it's the truth. So yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into a song, and we're gonna come back with Azari. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for continuing to do. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe, share it, and let people know about the Cymarshall Law Show. Whoever's been with me here for however long you've been with me, we're gonna continue to grow together. So yeah, moving right along, Cymarshall Law Show. Peace, love, and positive energy. We're moving right along. Let's go. Yo, should I play something old or something new? I know. I'm gonna play a joint by Skit Slam and Execute called When You Smile. I saw a smile because you know what? It's all about your smile, your inner glow. And when you have that inner glow, you allow other people to glow. And I want y'all to bring that smile with y'all into 2021 because it's been a rough year. So check it out.
What? Freedom Entertainment. Yo, Execute what's good time. I tell you how I really feel. What? Shout out Sakina. I'ma tell you how we really feel. Check it. Execute what's good, man. I'm thankful. I know I don't got all the answers. I miss watching Soul Train with Paul and Sandra, or getting cod liver oil pills from my grandma. It was always mom and dad and never Santa. This is the educated life of the slammer. Got freedom's the label. We will get you amped up. Don't bring a blood knife to a gunfight. What's your weapon of choice? All I need is one mic.
I saw the smile. I hope more. Into my very mind. Show me the door. I saw the smile. I hope more. Into my very mind. Show me the door.
I learned about myself, my heart opened up. If I told you what happened, you would start choking up. I'm start holding up, play my part, knowing up. Man, up was always my goal growing up. My hard bars is why your spark going up. I chill for a while, but I'ma start showing up. The Lord saved the boss made from all things. Copy fat raps is a jack of all trades. Don't care if you were burnt out, kid, or always. My hip hop will rock a nation of all shades. You saw the news, the wars, the feuds. People are poor, hate, gone and need food. I'm not saying skid a sauce, reborn, or even food. But I wonder, is there anything we all can do? My whole life, I've been searching for the truth. To come full circle back to me now.
I saw the smile. I hope more. Into my very mind. Show me the door. I saw the smile. I hope more. Into my very mind. Show me the door.
If I'm wearing a black hoodie and half skittles, does that give a cop a reason to blast pistols? Just try wickedness, white privileges. I thought we was all one blood. I'm sick of this equality, power to the people, justice. If I was president, these are the things I would fuck with. I wouldn't send your kids out to war. I'm disgusted. Why is it no politician can be trusted? They don't be thinking about us. They corrupted. I love it every time one of us gets busted. Every time young blacks get shot, I feel gutted like it was me that took 2 slugs to the stomach. The positive never fear, the wicked shall be punished. My God is great, and this is how we run it. If there's black on black crime, then it's white on white crime too. Equality and justice, we all have a right to.
I saw the smile. I hope more. Into my very mind. Show me the door.
Black belt poems and execute the freshest tool. Our music protects the youth. Yeah, black belt poems and execute the freshest tool. Our music protects the youth. Black belt poems and execute the freshest tool. Our music protects the youth.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir.
One more time. No. Having too much fun over here. So yeah, man, that was Skit Slam. That was Skit Slam right there with an Execute song called I Saw the Smile. Dope ass joint. So yeah, man. Yo, this beat right here, also made by my cousin from England. Dope ass producer by the name of Ethan Hill. Shout out to Ethan out there in England doing this thing. I have a very talented family. We're musical all over the globe. Yeah, check for Ethan Hill, man. He's real dope. He got a couple projects out, but yeah, man, he's awesome. But yeah, we back with Azari, my son. His name is Azari. It's spelled Azari, and it means to be aided, to be helped by God. And when we were looking for his name, let me say something I don't know if I've ever said specifically before. So when we were looking for his name, my oldest brother's real name is Jaron, and I believe the name might be a biblical name. So we were like looking for names that are similar to that, and we were looking for a name, and then we stumbled across Azariah. And Azariah is a name, it is a biblical name, and we love that name, and we almost called him Azariah, but something just was urging us to keep like pushing for something a little bit more fitting. And because my real name is Cymar, and it's original as far as I know, I'm the first one. I'm one of my kids that have original names, so we took off the Raya at the end and just became Azariah. So yeah, Azariah, aided by God. I always feel like when he is around, I have the powers of God on my side. The God's on my side, so yeah, you better act like you know. So we were talking about growing up in the pandemic with the boy Azariah. So Azzy, besides school, what have been maybe some of the issues that you haven't liked about 2020?
Man, it sucks you have to wear a mask everywhere. It's kind of crazy that like a lot of companies even though we can still go in the mall, we're part still losing money, probably a lot.
Yeah, man. You know how many businesses closed down during the pandemic?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And you know, the government gives us assistance with money, and I know just recently, do you know what a stimulus check is? A stimulus check is a relief check given to citizens, most citizens, by their government, that if there's ever a disaster, they give out some money to the people when the economy's like in a real bad place, and so people don't get kicked out of their houses, they can pay their bills. So they gave a stimulus check earlier in the year for $1,200 for each person. But that hasn't lasted because the pandemic's been going on forever. And now they're talking about giving another one, and I think they're going back and forth between either $600 and $2,000, and I think they may have just passed that bill recently. But yeah, people are out here, their businesses are dying, they're getting kicked out of their homes. Yeah, you know what's crazy? There was so much drama in the beginning of the pandemic because a lot of like airlines were closing down, and a lot of places that booked people on vacations were shutting down. So people were like on their vacations in different countries and getting stuck in these places because the place that they used to book their vacation never booked their return flight home or didn't finish paying for their hotel. So all those stories, whatever happened to those stories? I would love to see what happened. There was a lot of drama. Like StubHub was wilding out. I had bought tickets for a basketball game. The basketball game was canceled. They wouldn't give me and a million other people their money back. So then that was in the very beginning of the pandemic. But yeah, the masks. If you were in school, as you'd have to wear a mask, right?
Yeah.
And you got some friends who went in school and had to wear a mask, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's crazy is also like they keep sending them back every time someone gets a sign of COVID. They bring them back for a couple months and put them right back in school. Like, what sense does that make, really?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's crazy that they have to wear a mask. I feel it's crazy that they still allow them to go to school. Because just like you said, someone gets COVID, then they pull the kids out of school. Like, what are you waiting for? Someone to actually die before you say, all right, nobody go back to school? Because there's always going to be that one person who doesn't follow the rules as far as washing their hands or like having 6 feet apart from someone. There's always going to be that one person. So yeah, I'm very glad to have you home and not have to be wearing a mask and not putting you in danger like that. What's something else that you're missing because of the pandemic?
Me and Grandma are supposed to go on a trip. We were supposed to go around this time, maybe about week or maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
If it wasn't for the pandemic, this kid would be on an island in Jamaica right now, or something close to that. He would be on the islands or on a cruise ship. But yeah, my mother had to cancel the trip. That's crazy. Damn, Mazzy, you'd be chilling right now on a boat. But everything happens for a reason, you know. So glad that. Well, when I heard about this deal, I was like, Mom, you probably gonna have to cancel that trip. And I know nobody wanted to hear that, but I'd rather him safe and sound than, you know, at sea somewhere. So yeah, man. What else? What else have we missed this year? I know you and I are movie guys. We haven't been able to go to no movies.
Yeah. A lot of our movies, Marvel movies got pushed back.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
didn't Black Widow get pushed back?
Black Widow, Eternals, and I keep seeing that things about Eternals are getting leaked. Just last night I saw that they leaked the toys. You know how they come out with like toys for promotions or something?
Yeah.
So when movie theaters come out with like these toys, a lot of the toys give clues to what's gonna happen into the movies. So now people are able to see these toys that are on the shelves and see like what the characters' designs are gonna look like, if there's like some special ships or whatever. But yeah, it's been madness. The pandemic's been madness, but you have actually been able to keep afloat and keep on top of your grades. Not only have you been able to keep on top of your grades, you've been able to continue to be an elite soccer player for your academy soccer team. How's that been with your team?
It's been alright, man. We're supposed to get back with them maybe 2 weeks, 1 week.
It's gonna be soon. It's January.
Yeah, somewhere in January we're getting back to it. I've gotten definitely used to practicing on my own more often. Like I've gotten better at it. I've learned to challenge myself while I'm alone. I think my teammates are doing fine. Sometimes I see on Instagram some of them are doing work and stuff. Drills for themselves.
Do you feel like with your teammates you've gotten closer to them because of the pandemic somehow, or do you feel like it's harder to connect with them?
I think harder to connect because I wasn't like fully acquainted with them yet, I would say. So it's kind of like I was just getting to know them. Like just how I was about to like really start going to COVID just happened.
So just so y'all know, this is a new team he just joined at the top of this year, and it's like as soon as he joined the team, that's when the pandemic hit. So it was probably hard for him to build a relationship with his teammates because, you know, the team sent out all these rules, and one of the rules was that the kids couldn't even high five. They couldn't have full physical contact. This was in the beginning, and you know, they go to practice and they're wearing masks, and the whole thing is weird because I swear that you're not supposed to have something on your face because you're not supposed to be breathing your own air back into your face or something like that. But yet they'll have these kids out on the field with masks on running up and down. The whole thing is a shit show. But yeah, man, what you gonna do? What you gonna do except dance? Yeah, man, but we're moving into the year. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? New Year's resolutions?
I just want to be better at everything, man. Better everything. Start the draw. I want to be a better drawer. I want to be better brother, better son. Just better everything, man. I know I can keep improving, so that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I wish you were a better son too. I joke. He's a good kid, a great kid. But yeah, man. I want to actually get into my quote of the day, and then I'm gonna end it out with the song that I started with, because such a dope song. And matter of fact, I didn't speak on it, so I'm gonna talk about that for real quick. The song that I started with was called Love, and it's by an artist from Sweden, and her name is Mary Lou. And the beat is also made by the Beatniks from Sweden. Some really dope producers. And then the song I played right after that is actually the original song. And the Beatniks also gave us that beat, but the beat was so dope, and Mary Lou loved that beat so much, she went ahead and made her own version of the song. And we were like, yo, go ahead and make the song. And the song she made was beautiful. So yeah, the song after the first is called Green Cream by Ever Living Sound from the Freedom 1 album. And then the song before that is called Love by Mary Lou. So yeah, I'm going to end the show with that. But before I get to that, I would like to give my quote of the day. And my quote of the day, every week I'm on here saying that this is my favorite quote. But this is the one I'm about to read right now is really, really, really my favorite quote. And the reason it's my favorite, well, you'll find out when I read it. And I just felt like I was thinking about what quote I should end my last show with, because this is the last show of the year. And I wanted to end with something that I felt connected everything that I've been thinking and where we're going, where I'm going. And the quote is just beautiful. So check it out. It's called Desperata. You ever heard this one?
Yeah, never.
All right, listen up. Desperata by Max Erm. Go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others. Even to the dull and the ignorant, they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexatious to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter. For always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign for affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all ardity, disenchantment, it is as perennial as grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of the youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune, but do not distress yourself with dark imagings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond the wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. On whatever your labors and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. By Max written in 1927. See, yeah, I'd like to thank y'all for coming through. I'd like to thank Azariah here for coming through for the show. And I hope y'all have a great New Year. I hope y'all have a safe New Year. That's what's most important. I don't think anyone's really going to be out messing around this year. But yeah, I still want y'all to, even if you're in your houses, be safe. Don't do too much of anything. And make it into the New Year safe, strong, and pray, grab your loved ones, hold your money as the ball drops, or your grapes, or whatever have you, and let the love come. Cymarshall, peace, love, and positive energy. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Let's go. My first guest. Let's go. 2021, here we come. Peace, love, and positive energy.